That's right. Today, Secretary Noem threatened again to send more federal agents to Portland if the city doesn't meet her demands on public safety and security. Now, I want to show you what's happening right now at the ICE building, but before I do, I want to preface that it has been peaceful since we got here around 4 this evening, and it was peaceful when we arrived earlier today to talk with people. But despite that, take a look. About 45 minutes ago, these federal agents walked out onto the roof. They're masked. Some are holding orange guns filled with pepper balls. Again, it is unclear what provoked them to come out, seeing as it has been relatively peaceful all day. Also today, Portland officials continue to push back against the Trump administration's continued negative rhetoric about what's going on here. Thursday morning, the roads are back open outside the ICE building in South Portland.
I've been here almost close to 100 days myself.
This is not some battleground that we have here. There's nothing on fire.
As a handful of protesters gather with handmade signs.
It says, "We the people are ashamed of ICE." We are. Our whole nation is embarrassed right now.
During a Thursday morning cabinet meeting in D.C.
It's like anarchists.
It is. It really is.
The Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, brought up Portland after her surprise visit to the Rose City Tuesday.
Met with the governor, met with the mayor, met with the chief of police and the superintendent of the highway patrol. They are all lying and disingenuous and dishonest people because as soon as you leave the room, then they make the exact opposite response. So we're looking at new facilities to purchase. They're in Portland too, and we're going to double down. And I told them if they didn't meet our demands for safety and security on the streets and work with us, then we were going to bring in more federal law enforcement.
A spokesperson for Portland Mayor Keith Wilson tells KGW they have received no indication the federal government intends to buy property in Portland, adding, "The federal government's actions in Portland are deeply disturbing. They undermine local authority, erode public trust, and escalate tensions rather than resolve them." Governor Tina Kotek added, "It is clear from Secretary Noem's continued false narrative about what's happening in Portland that the Trump administration has no interest in the facts, no interest in public safety, and that we cannot take them at their word."
It's usually at the nighttime is usually when it gets hectic.
During Wednesday night's protest near the ICE building, Portland police arrested 3 people for harassment and booked them in the Multnomah County Jail. And just before 11 p.m., police arrested another person caught shining a laser at a PPB airplane flying near the ICE building. Since early June, Portland police have arrested 45 people connected to the ICE protests.
Just a lot of agitation from both the right-wingers, mostly the right-wingers.
We talked to some of those counter-protesters Monday.
We're out here recording and supporting ICE and showing our love for this country. And they call us agitators when that's all they do is agitate and attack.
We are directly across from the ICE building.
Margaret Salazar, CEO of Reach Community Development, a nonprofit running this affordable housing complex where more than 200 people live.
Really, the prominent thing that we're hearing about is the tear gas that is actually encroaching into residential units and making it difficult for folks to breathe.
The Portland Housing Bureau now giving Reach $55,000 to go towards buying these air cleaners. The city also sent a crew Thursday to clean the sidewalks.
What we're seeing is that there's debris from the pepper balls and from tear gas canisters that is basically littered here by federal agents, and the federal agents are not cleaning up their toxic trash. It hurts our heart to the core to know that residents are experiencing this.
Okay, so those running that apartment building tell me that the use of force by federal agents against the protesters has increased in recent weeks to the point where pepper spray and mace is being used almost nightly. Now, that is a concern that the mayor and the governor brought up to Secretary Noem this week. And the mayor's office tells me today they have not heard if those tactics will change. Back to you.
Yeah, still with the rhetoric we've heard at the top level on all sides here, it's hard to see if there is room for any kind of compromise. Blair, appreciate your reporting.